Most time stopping by my channel. Much love to you and welcome to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Thank you so much for love and support. We're all trying to get to where things going on, but trust and believe better is on its way into your life. So don't allow yourself to look at the negative, but look at the positive that's taking place through the negative uh, influences around you. So with that, all that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings. Love and light and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Um, what else I said? Upload my next video. Okay. It was like, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and head you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very uplifting to you, give you good vibes, good information that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, please go ahead and share, especially with the empaths that may be going through some trying times at the moment and needing confirmation or validation towards life path. That even so purposes are, hey, if they even need spiritual guidance, please go ahead and share. While you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It is so greatly appreciated on different levels, on many levels. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The music I'm listening to in the background is called 528 Hertz. Destroy all negativity, cleanse your mind, body, soul. Meditative music for the positive mind. You need that in your life, especially with all this mess that's going around. It's just sad. But anyway, my video is about Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, normal is, well, old is out the door. No longer exist. Aiming for evolution of fierceness. Take your place in your throne. Take your place in the kingdom. You need to do that. It's just like, I know I was going through my book, like, what do I want to talk about? So I'm gonna do a few more videos, before I head to bed, or basically before I start working out again. And it's just like that came in. I'm like, yep, you know what? We're all going through intense transformation, transition, and transmutation. You're going through all these different changes, and some of them, it just depends on the. Sorry, y'all, about that, y'all. It depends on the individual that is going through different things in your life. Some of these, the changes that are taking place in your body is probably taking a toll on your body, but also, you know, um, the changes that are taking place, it may feel like, you're going through flu-like symptoms. And right now, with everything that's going on, that has to be really scary to be really enduring at this point. So it is just like all the changes that are taking place. You're no longer responding to the things like you used to. Even with your issues that are taking place in your life, you're allowing yourself to be with oneself and reevaluating what is taking place in your life that is going to enrich you on so many different levels. um it was just like me looking at all the things that I had going on. Is just like all the changes that are taking place. You have to be able to trust the process at times, because it's just like things could be so heavy for you, but you have to allow yourself, even through those stressful moments, you have to allow yourself to try to see. Sorry about that, y'all. This daggone one. It's like the one piece of hair that keeps tickling my nose. Um, you have to be able to see your obstacles as a rise towards your blessings. And a lot of times it's hard to see that with everything that's going on, that's taking place in your life, that it could be very stressful. Hey, even though we're spiritual beings living in human form, but having a human experience, there's things that we can get aggravated about. You're wondering why things are, as soon as you allow yourself to get back up, you're getting knocked back down with either drama. You got a bill that came up that you weren't even prepared for. But you have to understand, when things come at you like that, allow yourself to get distracted by the things that are taking place in your life. That's why I tell myself, as well as my kids, like, Mom, I'm stressed out about things. And I said, and even when I tell my ex the same thing, I said, is this something that you can change? And I said, this is how I have to allow myself to see things. This is something that you can change. If you can, then allow yourself to do that. But if it's something that has taken place and it had to be that karmic cycle within the karmic cycle, there are going to be changes that are taking place, and maybe things that are, transitioning, that may seem very heavy to you. But, I had to allow myself to be able to see every circumstance that I'm currently dealing with, as well as past dealing with, you know, it's taught me something. Even with everything that's going on, I say I try to push out love towards people, allow myself to not place judgment on others. And sometimes, you have a bad habit of doing that anyway. But being able to see anything or any situation is teaching you, a lesson about yourself that you may need to know, or what you may be needing to work on. Because a lot of times it's like, okay, if your patience is short and you're going, through some karmic cycles like I'm dealing with, and if certain things just keep going on, it's like this person keep testing you, or this person keep trying to disrespect you, or this person's trying to throw you off balance. That situation, and that within that situation, that's letting you know, are you going to allow yourself to give power and energy towards something where somebody's automatically, that's what they're wanting. Don't give that person what they want. Don't give those people what they want. They're trying to distract you. They were brought in to do that. Because whatever you're lacking, and I say that a lot of times, but I know there's some people that are just now starting to, watch a lot of my videos. You can't give, if you're not allowing yourself to give that situation power or whatever, it can't change your outcome on how you see things unless you allow it to. And at times it's hard to do that, but it's like people are coming into your life, and if you don't have patience, and you're dealing with certain people that you already ready, like my situation, you're ready to part ways with. And it's not like, I'm not wishing anything bad on anybody, but I said I'm just ready to, for my chapter of my life to keep going forward. I appreciate all my hard times, even when it really hurts me. I appreciate what that value of those circumstances has really taught me, because it's like, when you're allowing yourself for stressful situations to take place in your life, um and certain situations I can understand, like if you got all these bills coming up, and then you're trying to imagine, where am I going to get this money from, all these things is taking place, we've been stocking up on all this stuff, and and you just don't realize, if you allow yourself, just pray about it, things are going to come out for you, just because the fact is you're trying to maintain positivity in your life. Even though those things get hard at times, you're not going through these things by yourself. You have people that, if you have people in your life that's supporting you, those are the ones you can be able to talk to. Being able to have somebody to talk to that you can trust, that's going to give you, encouraging, advice. Or you can see that situation is just like, if you didn't have faith, you're going to be placed in situations where you see where things are working in your favor, just because you maintain your faith. Even when things are like, when people are trying to move, like a chess game, even though people are trying to move you in incorrect places that won't allow you to, get that king me, or whatever you want to call it, you still have to allow yourself to not keep focused on what you're trying to bring into your life. Keep allowing yourself to focus on where you're trying to go. That's where those situations that came into your life is taking place for. Because a lot of times I look at my situation, I'm like, man, why are you making me stay for this? Why you keep on making me stay for that? Why are these people not getting caught for what they did to me? All those things, because my mind was all focused on the wrong things. And that's what he was trying, that's what universe, God, and them were trying to teach me. Because don't allow yourself, what is taking place in your life, especially when it's done with deception, that has really been unfair to your life, where it are not life, life expectancy off your life. Like if you could have been somewhere a long time ago, but if it was meant for it to be there, you would have been there. But it's like, if you have lost things are about to come in your favor, that is going to be better, in your life. And it's just like, with my situation, I lost my dad. So it's just like, what is better than my dad, but it's just his essence of him has gotten so much closer since I've been here. In my situation, there's nobody that, even though they're trying to orchestrate me to not have peace in my life, if I'm not allowing myself to let this person even bust a grape into my function on what I got going on, you just don't want a whole game changer. Because people can come into your life and they see what's good for you, and they want to distract. But you also have to think in your mind, when they're doing that, when people that are happy and they're in a good place, they're not going to care about what you're doing. Because I'm the type of person that we cannot be together like that. I want you to be with somebody, but I want you to be better. All your relationships you have been through that has failed has taught you something that you can carry to the one that's going to be for you. You knew what the do's and don'ts with, because there are certain decisions you and your partner made that didn't go so well. Kind of clashed, or maybe you even lost your partner because of the decisions y'all chose to make. But those are the things you can appreciate, because when you finally get that relationship you truly wanted. Oh, it's going, if you take them lessons with you, not the negative baggage, but actually that power of experience that you had that'll make whatever you're trying to manifest towards your life, it's going to help you grow with that, because you're going to learn the things that you knew that was big no-nos in all your different relationships. Is going to help you for the one that is right for you. So it's just like, with my situation, it's just I had to allow myself to stay focused on my change. I can't be going on talking about, what my mom's ex-husband did and his wife and her children did. They knew they did things out of a very deceptive way. They know they involved some very legal actions in their life as well, and it was very hurtful because of the things that I went through. But this is my time for me to shine. This is my time for me to keep projecting out my truth, to be able to help others project in their truth. I can be able to share my situations with you as you're doing the same for me. When you can allow yourself to bring in like-minded people, you can't worry about the ones that are there to test you anyway. They were brought right into your life to disrupt you, but you had to allow yourself to know whatever they're trying to disrupt, they can't do it if I'm not allowing them to. Now, if something's going around where it's very, when things you have no choice because people made decisions and placed you in it, don't ever think because of the things you're going through, anybody, the universe is not blind, deaf, dumb, that they don't know what's going on with you. They see every tear you don't cry. They don't see every time you got mad because you tried to stay positive and this person still tried to shake you. And that has to be the hardest thing, especially if it's something you can't get away from. So those are the things that you are about to get blessed with, just because of the fact is, even though this chaos done came into your life, that taught you this situation is going to make you stronger. You knew what kind of situation it placed you on, that you don't went through some kind of trauma in your life that brought you on your spiritual awakening. So it's just like, that normal is no longer needed in your life. That don't even exist anymore. You are seeing every teacher, every situation, every stumble, every fall, every setback has gave you something that you can truly appreciate, because those are the bad decisions you may have made, or you jumped into things without really totally analyzing before you jumped into it, wide blind. And then you end up messing up something else. You had to do that. So when them big blessings come in, you're not going to make them same crazy mistakes, end up losing a blessing of a lifetime that you cannot get back, because you getting that thing like it's going to be that forever one. Don't even worry about what people are doing over there to try to get, like, no, I don't want her to have that. But like I said, when people are happy with their lives, they're not going to allow you're going to be happy for that person, especially if I admire folks when you can break up, you can still be supportive towards each other, especially if you have children in between that. If y'all can have that healthy relationship and just being able to allow your kids to see you in a healthy relationship of co-parenting, like, okay, these things that happen, I thought we were going to be married, you're going to be my life partner, but things just didn't go that well. But I would love to be able to stay in contact with you, because you're going to want to project that out towards your kids. There are certain things, we have a bad habit of picking some toxic relationships. Now that one, I can understand that. But if if you're in a good place with somebody, it just wasn't meant to be like that. You project that towards your kids and say, this is what, I want you to be able to see me treat your mom like this. I want you to be able to see me treat your dad like this. So, you can, even though we are not meant to be in this lifestyle as a married couple, we're still supportive of ourselves as well as our children, so they'll be able to fall behind that, and people don't really do that. But you're starting to see everything that take place in your life you can truly appreciate, because it's like, there's been a lot of like confirmation I'm dealing with, like with songs and stuff like that, and how they resonate with me. That's why I was thinking about that when I put that post up. It's like what was it? It's like when you start hearing life lessons through random songs, and it's just so many. Like I was telling y'all a few weeks ago when I look at when I was listening to Madonna Ray of Light. I love that CD. Like my kids had to hide it from me. I'm like, where the heck is my CD? I like playing this every weekend. Like, mom, that's the whole thing. You play it too much. But I didn't realize back then what it was going to prepare me for right now. So it's just like that song, Nothing Really Matters. That's about her and her daughter, Lord, that, she was on her one track or whatever, doing whatever she wanted to do. But when she finally had her child, that changed her whole outlook on life. That made her, tame herself down a little bit, take that time out for her child, because it was all about her before. She was selfish on that because all she had to do was worry about self. But since she brought a child in the world, it made her view life on a whole different platform. So for that, she's like, whatever I'm giving my daughter, I'm about to get that back. And that's true though, because that song had me crying. Then I was listening to the song uh about what is it, by not Kelly Clarkson. She has a song called Piece by Piece, and it's like I love watching America's Got Talent or The Voice, and I've heard that song like 3 or 4 times, and they always make me tear up. And I said, let me look back and see what these lyrics are. Cause now it's just like, ever since my spiritual awakening, and I see a song that really can push, those heartstrings, and it can really make me say, you know what, I can really deal with that. But then when I seen, the story behind that song, Piece by Piece, I mean, when I say it kicked me in the stomach, like I cried, like really, really, really cried. And I listened to that because I can totally relate to it. Her dad left her at 6. Mine left me at probably what, like 9 or 10, you know, um, and went on with his life. And it's just the worst thing when you have parents divorced. A lot of kids like, well, if you divorce my mom or you divorce my dad, you're gonna divorce me too. And it's a blessing when you can actually, even though, if you can be in a relationship or see your parents being in a relationship, and hope and praying is not something negative, or even when they decided to allow themselves to get a divorce, it didn't end bad like that. They still remain that. But her dad just walked away and didn't even care. Even when she needed him, he turned her away because she had nothing to give him. He didn't, he made her feel like she was worthless until she made herself, made herself like a star. Now all of a sudden her dad coming back and asking for money, wanting to be in her life. He's like, oh, since I got myself situated, now you want to come back. And that song's about, her husband and him being a father as well. And, he was like, whatever, uh, her dad tore away from her, she got it back within her husband. He became that better father with their daughter than her dad was with her, because he's like, that apple is not gonna fall like that. I'm gonna do my daughter better than you ever did me. And it was like when she was saying that, it oh God. It took her there. It really did. And I get that. I felt that. I felt it to the core. And it's like when I cry is right about this song, it is not a sad cry, but it's just like, even though I was able to be connected, even though I couldn't be physically connected with my dad, we emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, everything that man took from me, my dad has gave me back. He made me feel like I was important. He made me feel like I was, my life matters. My opinion matters. Me being open and being transparent about the things that has taken a toll on me in so many different ways, and still be able to appreciate me evolving like that, in a big way. And he's always been that way. And it's just like, since this has happened, I try to not think about, the transition that had to take place, but just being able to know, even when he couldn't be there physically, which he tried to do, he's been there for me spiritually. He's like, step out your comfort zone. I'm like, I don't want to, but he made me do it anyway. He's like, come on, they need to be able to see you. That, when I start singing for y'all and stuff like that, he's like, you need to let them see every side of you so they know they can relate to you. Y'all see me cry at times. You see, I was trying not to cry this time, but it's like, when you know you have been in that dark for so long, and I mean not dark of in dark of going through transformation, but being at that point where it's like all you saw was clouds and rain and pour and heaviness and hatred, anything that was negative that represent everything that you have been through, and not really have anybody get you. And you just, is like, this is this what my life consists of? Is this what it wants to be? Because when people see it, is that they don't want to live no more. They don't want to feel that pain anymore. I've been there. It was like me losing my mom was the worst thing in my life. But then when I lost my dad, and I lost my dad over deception and lies, and then whatever else has happened to make him not be here anymore, that hurt me. That hurt the hell out of me. And it was just like when I found out that truth, it didn't feel fair. I was just, I was angry with God. I said, why would you allow me to know this after? If I was there, and I beat myself up about that because I was not there. And he's like, baby, stop doing that. Everything happens for a reason. I want you to live. I want you to live for me. I want you to do everything I've always dreamed of seeing you do. I want you to be better, and it's just like, I love what I do. There's times where I'm like in the dark healing, in the dark healing. And then somebody texts me, and then they send some, encouraging things, or they need my help with something. And I press that aside, not because I'm ignoring it, but it makes me feel good, even when I'm going through my harshness in the world of really trying to face things. Because when you face truth, truth is not always pretty. Not like when I looked at mine, and it's just like, only thing I can see out of this situation, it made me break myself away from something that I was never. This what that old Roslynn was not, that wasn't me. This is what they molded me out to be. Now, since everything is breaking away and me, and it's just like when you had not to be gross, but like if you had a scar and it's like really infected, but then when you allowed yourself to put the ointment on it, you treated it every single day. That's what I felt like, like a pussy scab, and it was like, ugh, but then going through all this, I mean, there's times I sat here and cried, like, I was just telling God, this is not fair. you know I didn't never get that chance. I was robbed of that, and then there's times like, well, maybe, even though my mom's ex and his wife was, being deceitful about it, I should have just went over there. But it's just like anybody, if you've been verbally, mentally, physically, spiritually, or even, physically abused by certain people, it's hard for you to trust them when they're being very secretive like that. Especially, they did more harm to me than good. And if they did good, there was always a motive behind it. It's not because they were doing it from their heart. It's because what they wanted others to project out, to say that well, she couldn't do it, but we had to do it, just to make me look bad. And, going through all these different things, it allowed me to know, even though this is a tragic situation that has taken place in my life, that tragedy has brought not just blessings for me, but it's just for other people I've came in contact with. There's a whole lot of times that I get these text messages like, Rosalind, I don't know what I would do without your videos, or, you talk about the things I'm strongly relating to, and it lets me know that I'm not the only one who's enduring this. Because I know change, it can be hard at times. It can leave you heavy. It can leave you confused. You trying to go to the left and you going all sideways, to the right. And it is good when I can be able to allow myself to really express myself and not care about what people think. Because it's like I'm putting my life on the line by telling people the things that I'm going through, where it's open. It's like open bar night at like the trap shop, trap house of judgment. But it's just like, I'm not worried about what people think of me. I'm not trying to convince nobody of nothing. This is me. This is something I've endured. This is something I went through. And being able to tell people what you have went through and what you're overcoming and what you already have overcome and how are you able to do that, it allows people to reevaluate them You are evolution. Anything that is strong, powerful, magical, loving, uplifting, those are all the things you were made of. You just, it was already, you were scratching at the surface, because it's like you had to deal with hatred in your life because they wanted you to forget, because these are the things that's been taught to them, and they see that in you and they envy that, so they want to rob you of that. They can't rob it from you. You taking your throne. You're getting yourself sized up for that beautiful kingdom you have of abundance, because these are the things you went through. So many failures, you went through things that where people have beat you down to make you second guess what you're doing. People weren't there to support you even though you were there to support them. You've been more of a friend to a lot of people that wasn't less of a somebody just to speak to for that quick minute. You went through all those things, but your evolution has already started when you allowed yourself to keep going, even though you may not be sure of what is taking place in your life. You may not be sure if you have the strength to keep going, but trust and believe when you're trying to maintain a positive transformation into your life and head towards that path, even though you're scared because you don't know what's coming around the corner. Universe, God, all the powers that be are going to work their magic just to make sure you achieve that. But just because the fact of you having that hard time of maintaining that, because there's a lot of times you're in situations where it'll make you second guess your faith in the universe. Whatever you're lacking at that time is going to place you in situations where everything is going to align you. You're going to become balanced more than you ever been before. Because it's like through my situation, I had no choice but to maintain patience, because there's so much stuff that was going around me. And then it's just like people are trying to kill me. People are trying to do this. And I know people might think like, Roslynn is really trying to kill. If you only knew the things that has taken place, I really don't speak on. But just the fact is, my faith was, when it was shaky, these things that was placed on me about people, around the people that I trusted the most, it didn't even transpire. And God was like, don't worry about that. We see what they're doing. Don't think we don't. But you see what you're doing, but I need you to maintain what you're trying to do here. Don't worry about what they're doing, because we already know if it's going to be something they're trying to take you out of the game for financial reasons and being selfish and greedy and jealous and all those different things, that is not going to be that. No, just because they see what they're doing and it don't fall through. And it got really scary for me, because it's like, dang, I can't really trust anybody. I document every daggone thing, that is taking place in my life. But then being able to allow myself to be like that, like I said, being transparent and not really worrying about what people's opinion is about my life. Because at the end of the day, they don't know. They don't, because y'all only see me of what I show on my videos. You don't know what I do after all that is shut down, after all those is me breaking away from those things. Because there's days that I'm really happy, but then there's days I don't even want to be bothered. There's not days that I want to be bothered. I could be really going through something. I think I didn't remember to do that, finish saying that. But it's just like, I've had some of y'all have like sent me text messages, and you know there's time I didn't know I can impact somebody's life in that way. And I was just like, hey, I'm just telling my truth. People like, well, you did this for me. No, actually, I was just being that friendly reminder. Everything that people try to break you from, make yourself go for it harder, just because they see the good in you, that they're trying to break you down because they felt like their life is meaningless and they don't want to see you doing better than that. But actuality, they can be doing the same thing that you're doing. But a lot of people don't want to be able to sacrifice anything because that's too much, or they don't want to change things because that's too hard, or they don't want to break away from people just because they care about them that much. You have to allow yourself to keep maintaining what you're doing. You're taking your right in your own throne. These are the things that you have earned. These are the things that you have done, because it's like you've had that heart of gold. A lot of times it may not have been appreciated, but it's just like I was telling myself today, I've done things for people that I didn't do for the next. And then when it was like, nah, I wasn't doing it just to get something in return. But I wouldn't think, if I was to ask that same person that I went above and beyond for, they didn't have nothing to do with me. And they were able to help me, but they chose not to. And I was just like, damn, I wasn't like that. You didn't even ask me for it. And it was not because I did it just to show out, but I felt really good when I did it, you know? And I would hope and pray, like, hey, if this comes down the line for me, I hope, I get blessed like that. And even though it hurt the hell out of me when I was really needing that person for that, God ended up blessing me anyway because he knew I gave that from the kindness of my heart selflessly, you know? And it's just, oh, have you looking at everything that you're no longer that person that, was able to get beat down, thrown down, talked down to. It made you question your existence on so many different levels. Even though you may have gone through some heavy uh facing when it comes to, traumatizing memories or whatever, those are the things that you needed to learn, even through the painful, events of it, process something that was so magical in you. If you're still here and you're able to tell somebody that, you have to really allow yourself, even when, you're not where you want to be, but that's where you're trying to maintain. Allow yourself when you be vocal, after you're vocal about saying something. I'm not talking about fussing, but saying something is very positive towards somebody else. Because, as us as empaths, people come to us and tell us about their life stories, the thing that, they have endured in life. That's why I try to give people that positive comfort in your life, because maybe you didn't get that at home. And it took a lot for me to do that with my kids, because I was narcissistic towards my kids as well. But the only difference between me and that narcissism, I was being honest about what I did. I can't teach you something I didn't learn myself. And it's not like I was saying my mom was a bad person, because she did what she could do, but she was going through the process of what her husband was doing, her ex-husband was doing to her. And that really took a toll on her. And and then for that to come, and he was doing the same thing to me, and I'm just like, dude, you even have a heart? I'm just like, damn, you didn't just mess up a mom, but you messed up a child that didn't even ask to be here. Like, if you didn't felt like that was gonna be fit, only reason why you kept me around is just because you asked my dad for money, so you can be able to live good. But then I see all these different things that has taken place in my life, and it has really impacted a lot of people. And being able to see that my experiences can be able to comfort somebody, I'm glad I can be able to do that. And I tell people, I don't want nothing in return from you. Just, I want to be able to know that I have helped you reach that clarity. You're doing all the leg work. I'm just being that person that's just guiding you there. You have to do that inner work for yourself. Everything is not being handed to you. That's not how it's going to happen. There are many things I would love to give shortcut to, but now God's going to, like, no, make sure you earn everything. So even though it may be hard when you had to go that way, but then when everything is said and done, and you have took your place right there, you are going to be happy, because everything you had that is being presented to you is because you earned it. Nobody had to say, well, if I didn't sit up here and do this, they wouldn't have that. Or, this, they wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for me. That's why God said no. Universe says no. Because when you want something and you feel like, I deserve that, yes, and you still get no, and you get in your feelings about that. And I had to tell myself that the same thing. When you're wanting something and you're not getting it, that rejection is like going to be something else. They're preparing you for something a lot better than what you wanted in your life. You may be getting mad because they told you no, but just know there's a beautiful yes, along with a whole bunch of extra stuff that you didn't even think was going to happen for you, just because you had to maintain your positivity even through the worst of your storms. When you had people coming at you throwing hell balls at you, you were still trying to make it through that. And you had to keep calling on angels, please give me the strength through that. And the strength is like, when you ask for that, and I say I'm gonna stop asking for that, because every time I say that, y'all bring somebody to just want to just drop a whole hell bomb on me. But I didn't realize with them doing that, that can affect me if I'm allowing myself to stay focused on what I'm trying to bring in my life, not about something I'm trying to leave. I'm leaving my stuff behind, but I'm leaving my heartaches behind, but I'm bringing that experience of positive throughout that hard time with me, that I can truly enrich with. I can truly, reflect towards other people, like, hey, you got this. As long as you're allowing yourself to keep going and not worried about what's going on around you. And that came in, like, I'm hearing my mom and her ex-husband saying it, but it was like he didn't realize every positive thing that he was trying to tell me, I'm using it against him now. And you don't like that. but I'm glad I listened. But then I can appreciate that, because it's like, my situation, it was for me to be able to help a lot of people. I said, I didn't ask for that. has to be this. I got put on here. There are certain Heyokas I done got into it with because they're telling me, oh, we don't talk about these things. We don't do that. I'm like, look, the ancient ones said that. I know that they don't say nothing, but I'm just doing what I'm told. If you want to get mad, don't shoot the messenger. You go back to the person that gave it to me in the first place, and y'all can go ahead and discuss everything you want to. Because I say I maintain respect for the tribe. I don't do anything like that. I'm just going off of what they told me to do. Things are new age. Things need to change because whatever is being presented in this world, in a while, whatever is a person, place, a thing, the game changer had to take place because it's like, a lot of times it's like with the Native American one, the things that go on, they rather for you to see and not hear when it comes to certain things because there's certain things they don't project out, unless it's among the family. So it's just like going through all these different things. Major changes had to take place if this is going to work, whatever universe got planned out here. So allow yourself to aim towards that throne. If you got to get assistance to make sure you can get like a organizer or whatever, one of those party planners or whatever you got to do that's going to, get you strapped up in your daggone kingdom because you earn those things. You are no longer the person that was locking around in transition or the one who got beat down with words or hands or, somebody doubting you or doubting your strength that, told you weren't never going to invest in nothing. You were never going to be nothing. You had to hear those things because when that's actually a comment when people don't do that. And I even heard somebody the other day saying, somebody called me a freak and I didn't like that. I said, baby, it's all about how you see freak anyway. Freak is like something you're something that's very unique. They haven't came across a person like that. It may be freaky to them, but you're a limited edition. No, they don't need to have no copycats like you out there because you are you. That is a very, very good compliment because it's something like they haven't ran up on somebody like you. And you have to be able to be okay with that. Because a lot of times people envy you for being that way. They were like, damn, why can I stick out like that? I didn't ask to. I didn't ask to. I'm just being me. And there's a lot of people that used to hate on me for that, especially at my other jobs, because I'm just doing like I'm doing now, keeping it real, be jokey, be ha ha, be funny, being able to have my own philosophy. And I was just like, well, I didn't have to sleep with all the employees there just for me to get attention. I ain't got to get, no, I don't need that type of stuff in my life, but that's how I deal with it in my job because it felt like I was in the devil's den dealing at that job. But it was just, me being me, you know, not allowing myself to sugarcoat something because it's making somebody else uncomfortable. If it's making you uncomfortable, uh, if I'm not taking no personal jabs, baby, there's a lot of that on self-healing you need to do if my truth is disrupting your life. Go search for your own, but allow yourself to know the old is out. It no longer existent. Don't be trying to go back to old ways because those old ways is what brought you here. Those old ways is no longer needed. Those old ways is no longer existed. Your present is in within right now and where you're trying to take it. Because it's like, your past is non-existent, but it taught you a lot. But that's going to help you manifest what you're going in your future. And your future is not yet there. So it doesn't somewhat exist right now. Because I always tell people, I can probably give you that insight about what is going to take place, but you don't realize if you have to be able to make sure you're making the best choices. Because I can give you one thing, but if you made the wrong choice, you may forfeit what was coming for you. So you have to make sure you're making those good decisions. Don't do it because you're stressed out and you're tired of being in certain situations. Don't jump into something because it sounds good, because usually when it sounds too good, it's not true. Usually that's how it is. So you have to allow yourself to see everything and, go different from what you usually go to, and allow yourself to grow from that. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I'm going to do one more video and I'm done, son. I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and do this video. I'm already mad at myself because I waited so late, but I can at least say, through that time I didn't do video, I can see if I was sitting around not doing that. But me and my daughter's watching a whole bunch of different movies and do movie day while I'm recharging because them heels, boy, that killed me today. But I'm good at it. It's like, what do they say? No pain, no gain. So I would love to give a post notification shout out to Van M0515. Much love to you. It's so good to hear from you. Heyokas 777. Much love to you as well. I hope and pray everything that's going on in your life that you stay healthy. You stay at home as much as you can. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. being blessed. Whatever you're trying to manifest in your life, I hope and pray it comes 100 times more than what you asked for, and it comes so much sooner than you expected it to be. Share, give me a thumbs up, drop a line. It's truly appreciated. Tell someone about the channel. I would love to give you a post notification shout out if you want to get in touch with me on the side that you don't feel comfortable with speaking, what you're dealing with here on the tube of you. I can truly understand. You can find me on Facebook Messenger up under my name. Just let me know you connect with me here, and what your questions or your concerns are about your spiritual path. Whatever we talk about is confidential, so you don't have to worry about that going nowhere. Um, and you can just just get in touch with me. I'm not accepting your friend requests, but I will stay connected with you on Messenger. Matter of fact, y'all, it's just like my third eye just went, you this is my last video. I'm gonna go ahead and start back off again tomorrow. So I will talk to you later. Much love to you. um know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, knowing there's always someone out there praying for your better days. And I will see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.